we must talk about great catches because last night you said you think this is the greatest catch you've ever seen.
I sat there and I watched this at least 12 different times on highlight. And I was trying to come up with anything, including the Willie Mays catch, which is kind of the gold standard, but some of that is just because it's in the World Series and it's Willie Mays and it's a great catch. But
wait, hold on. Last night, the A's have a center fielder named Denzel Clarke.
Yes.
If you have not seen his catch from last night, look it up. It's freaking incredible.
And I just am struggling. And going back, and I believe me, I went down a rabbit hole because I was just sitting on the couch wheezing and then making my way to the toilet. I had nothing else to do.
Nice.
So I'm watching Griffey clips. I'm watching, by the way, a lot of great Eric Davis catches that
I've got one that I think tops. Well,
there's Jimmy. I mean, there's a lot of great catches.
Edmonds, the top of my list with the Angels.
Okay, wait a minute.
I can't come up with a better one than this.
I have a hot take.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think this is a hot take once you watch them both. Go watch the Willie Mays catch.
Okay.
And somehow tell me that that's better than Jim Edmonds in Kansas City.
So the thing
you
that
can't.
people don't know about that Willie Mays catch, though, is that the center field wall, 470 feet from home plate.
Yeah, he was way out there.
The catch itself, the actual securing of the ball, not as good as some of this other stuff, but the run to get there was otherworldly.
Go watch Jim Edmonds.
Watching it right now.
Jim Edmonds had several. He had one in the World Series, too, but go watch the Jim Edmonds one in Kansas City.
It's a better catch.
And tell me that that is a worse catch than Willie Mays. I do not believe it.
It's a better catch.
You're talking about the one where he's in the sleeveless?
He's in the...
Yep, that's the one that first comes to mind as the greatest catch I've ever seen.
That is the best catch you will ever see.
Because he's in a dead sprint back to home plate, and he's trying to do the wide receiver thing where he's looking up over his head for the ball, and he doesn't have the shoulder to turn over. He's straight back, straight dive.
It's almost like if you wanted to knock that Jim Edmonds catch, it's almost just pure luck.
Yeah.
Right. It's like he throws his glove out and it goes into his glove.
Yeah. It's otherwise it's a little Sandlot. Hey, put your glove up. And
he takes a leap of faith there at the end.
And I'm telling you, go what? And this is why the Clarke catch, the one from the A's yesterday, Denzel Clarke, is the best. First off, the way he's having to track that ball. He looks up at it 3 or 4 times. Just the fact that he put himself even in position to do that. Then proceeds to Spider-Man Bo Jackson style up the damn wall. Then he realizes that as he's up above the wall, he's like 3 feet away from the ball. And so he proceeds to then backhand it over the wall. Like he's about ready to flip over the wall and still makes the catch over the wall. I've never seen anything like that. And whereas the Jim Edmonds catch, again, or the Willie Mays, I get it, it's over the shoulder, but you tell me which one's harder. Just running and looking up over your shoulder and diving, or having to climb a wall while judging where a ball is going to come down, elevating over that wall that's like, what, 8.5 feet high, then full extension to your left and reaching out behind the wall, high pointing it, not flipping over the wall and bringing it back. It's the best catch I've ever seen.
As a former bad outfielder, I think front facing is easier.
Oh, for sure. Being able to watch the ball the whole time.
Yes, that's easier.
No
now, what you're saying is you're throwing in the element of the wall, which you have that's a whole nother deal. But but
he's not front facing. The whole way he's tracking it, he is turning and running, and about 3 times he has to look over his shoulder, back to the wall, back over the shoulder to try to track that ball.
But he's not catching it over his head. That's the thing. Like I think again,
catching it fully extended backhand.
I was a bad outfielder. I can tell you that the over the head grabs are just. That's why the Kevin Mitchell one comes to mind.
The barehanded.
His was over the head and barehanded.
Well, you want to talk about luck, too. The reason he had to do that is because he took a horrible route to the ball and kind of overran it and underran it, like at the same time.
He got lucky, too.
Because he had to kind of reach back behind him with the bare hand because his glove hand wouldn't reach that far.
I would say this.
That's badass, though, because he just Kevin Mitchell was a scary dude.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool that he just palms it.
Yeah.
I don't know that Clark's catch is the greatest catch I ever saw, but I think that it's certainly up there. But I think that the difference with Clarke and some of Mike Trout's catches, because Mike Trout has one in Baltimore that's very similar to Clark's.
I also sent you guys both one of him in Anaheim doing the almost identical thing.
Yeah, I think the difference is in the Edmonds and Kevin Mitchell is there is an element of they got lucky, whereas the Denzel Clarke, Mike Trout catches, and not that Jim Edmonds was Jim Edmonds was a great center fielder.
Yes.
So he put himself in position to make that play. I just think that nowadays you see a lot of guys robbing home runs now. I think way more so than they used to. Denzel Clarke, Mike Trout, I think it's a play. It's almost a play. Like it is in their arsenal.
Yeah.
Whereas Jim Edmonds, would you say that the sort of the over the shoulder catch is in his arsenal? Maybe he's better at it than other guys, but I also think there's an element of luck that goes into that.
And the degree of difficulty on what Clarke did is through the roof.
Well, can I say one more thing about Clark's?
Yeah.
And this is why I think it's so special, because we do see a lot of robbed home runs these days. He does step off the wall. He uses the wall to launch.
Yep.
He's also very athletic. You can tell he's very athletic.
Yes.
But I think that might be the ball of all these catches, and I haven't seen them all, but you racking your brain of all the ones that you remember. That might be the ball that was most out of the park that was brought back.
To get pulled back.
And that's my thing. When you look at it, as I'm looking at the one that you sent me with Trout, and again, I went down a whole deep dive of great catches. The Trout one, he's like mid-chest at the wall and reaches over and grabs. I'm telling you, look at
his belt's over.
His belt is over the wall. The fact that he caught it and didn't fall over the wall, he catches it and then does some sort of whirly bird kind of maneuver just to keep his balance from going over. His crotch is almost level with the top of that wall.
He risked going all the way over by pretty
Well, it
close.
would have been way cooler if he did, and then he'd be compared to Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Which is one of the more overrated catches that we still talk about.
Yeah.
Took about 6 steps in foul territory before he planted his face.
Pop-up. Now, I get it. He was running hard towards the wall, and there's not that much foul ground over there, so he had to dive into the stands.
Yeah.
He has said before that he couldn't, he could have slid,
but
maybe.
He didn't actually make the catch diving into the stands.
No,
he went in after he made the catch.
Yes, it was an easy catch, and then he looked up and went, oh, I should probably jump into the second row.
Yes.
In the realm that you're talking about with a player reaching so far back into the stands, the one other one that pops up in my mind is Brian Giles at PNC Park. He had one way down in the corner, and he had to dig both feet into the wall, and he reached like a full, past the first row to kind of basket catch this thing backwards. That one stands out for me too, but it might still not be as good as Clark's.
I watched that one.
I mean, there's no right answer to this. For me, I went down a rabbit hole, and I don't ever remember seeing a catch that was that impressive. I don't ever remember watching one where I just sat there and went, what in the hell was that?
And Torrey Hunter, who's like the king of the home run robbery, who kind of made it his thing before everybody started doing it, he went on X last night or Twitter and basically said, I used to do stuff like this, and this is maybe the greatest one that I've ever seen.
Yeah, so for someone saying, didn't Ichiro do this regularly? No one does this regularly. I mean, this is...
You got to watch this one. This one is another level of athleticism. It really is. Yeah. Even Torrey Hunter, because somebody brought up Torrey Hunter robbing Barry Bonds in the All-Star game.
Which was like a fun moment, but it didn't have the degree of difficulty this did at all.
Look, this catch by Clarke dwarfs just the regular robbing of the home
it's
run.
Not even, it's apples and oranges.
It makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
And that's what Torrey Hunter was against Barry Bonds, which is a great play, but this one is just it's next level.
Yep.
And the best part about it, the very best part about it, was him strutting around in center field after he made dude, that guy, did you see the Riz dripping off that guy?
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's fun now when you see, I mean, players have always been athletic, but, I mean, some of these guys, he is a freak athlete. And it's fun to watch guys that are this athletic out there, doing stuff that you've never seen before. I'm watching the Torrey Hunter Bonds one. Yeah, that's not even...
That's not even close to Torrey Hunter's best robbery.
It's a great catch.
Hunter has 4 or 5 that are way better than that.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned
it's just
Bo
fun
Jackson.
That it was Bonds in the All-Star game, and you can give someone S about that.
Somebody mentioned Bo Jackson, and as a Bo Jackson P1, that catch where he ran up the wall.
No, it was just
it was kind of a routine catch. He just was kind of like Jeter. He ran out of space.
He just did a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm here and I've got all this speed. I'll just
and
go
it
up
was
the wall.
Pretty amazing that he did, that he ran up and down the wall.
Just from an athletic point, that was amazing, but not from a catch standpoint.
Not from a catch. Yeah, not from a catch standpoint.
Well, again, look, what's the best of all time? Let someone on First Take yell and scream about that. I'll tell you what, it's as good a catch as you'll ever see. You can decide where it's at. It's an all-timer. To when you see something and it leads you to watch it double-digit times and then leads you to then see if you can find other ones that you think are as good, or like you start Googling all-time great catches, you've done something.
Well, and then anytime you look at Willie Mays' catch, which is one of the all-time famous catches, and you go,
Well,
Denzel Clarke was pretty good.
Although, again, the May stuff, it is different when you do something on the biggest stage, right?
World
You
Series,
do something
and
in
as
the
Buck said, it was like
It
8,000
was like
miles
470
out to
feet from
center
home
field.
plate.
And then they
Yeah.
claim
Look
that
at the
throw,
area-
and they claim that the throw was as good, if not better than the
Yeah.
catch.
Yeah, he held the runner. There was a runner on third,
Yep.
and he didn't score. Go look at the aerial of where Willie Mays caught that catch on that ball at that ballpark.
It's stupid.
It's insane how far back there he was.
Well, I love back in the day too that you had that. I got an idea. See, let's make the center field wall 572 feet away.
Because I think it was the Polo Grounds, so they it was a multifunctional facility. They played other games there. So
I just
they
love
had
that
this
was like
giant
back in
center
the day.
field.
We thought it was great. Like, no one needs to hit home runs. No, we came here to see people slap singles in deepest parts of the field.
Well, how far? I don't remember who hit that ball. How far would if it were a regular home run, how far would it have been? I mean, that was 470 feet.
No, I mean,
out there.
I think he hit the ball 470 feet, and it was an out.
And it was an out.
yeah, center field was 483
Yeah,
feet.
and he was right at the
Right
track.
up at the track, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Imagine crushing a ball like that and making an out.
You hit it 470 feet. That's like when you're playing softball or whatever, and you would bomb one, and then you get some little speedy guy that would run it down, and you were a fat kid, so you got held to a double. That's ridiculous.
Respect to the catch. I
Yes.
didn't mean to crap on the catch.
No,
Respect
it
to
wasn't
the
that.
catch.
They're very different in what makes them special.
Yeah, and it was 1954.
I saw an interesting post about this, and it's a much bigger picture thing, but Sam Decker, the former basketball player, said pre-social media, there would have been a 15-minute segment about this catch on SportsCenter, and we would have talked about it with our friends for weeks. I sometimes miss when things became almost folklorish and things moved slower. Like, we're going to forget about this so quickly. Agreed? Is it just to, because I remember even as recently as, 10 years ago, the Yoenis Cespedes throw that was talked about for a week or whatever. We're in this cycle now of sports stuff where awesome stuff happens and then we discard it really quickly.
Yes, we do. Nothing sticks, and I mean nothing.
Well, what do you want to stick? We just did a segment on it. What do you
yeah.
want to do another segment on it for every day for a week?
Tomorrow
what
and
does,
the next day.
What does stick mean? What does that mean?
Then it'll be quickly forgotten.
Everything is forgotten.
I don't know about forgotten. It's just I don't know. No, I don't agree. I don't.
Fair enough.
I'm not in on that.
And I tend to agree with you because nothing lasts, and I mean nothing.
You'll remember that. You just said it was the best catch you've ever seen. You don't think you can recall that in 3 years?
I will. I'm with Buck when you're talking about it being in the I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't go in the lexicon now. People could talk about this as one of the greatest catches ever.
Nothing goes in the lexicon.
But given the times, maybe it won't
Dude,
be.
we were a week removed from the most powerful man on the planet and the richest man on the planet literally having a demeasuring contest and threatening to expose the other one, and that is no one cares. It's over and done. That lasted 48 hours, and a baseball catch is gonna last? No. We'll move on. And I will remember this when someone asks me a year from now. I'll be like, oh my God, that guy from Oakland, or actually the guy from Sacramento. But in general, it is so hard to get stuff to actually have roots anymore that lasts and stands the test of time. By the way, unofficially, they are saying the estimate on the Willie Mays catch is somewhere between 455 and 460 feet.
Okay.
Where he made that catch.
It's way out there. But where was he playing?
Because
I'm sure he was playing.
He was playing
deep.
at the Polo Grounds.
Well, I know, but I'm saying where was he? Was he
shallow? Was he playing deep?
He wasn't playing shallow.
Oh.
Or maybe he was. That's what made it amazing.
It says that Willie Mays, the catch occurred at the deep center field of the Polo Grounds, which is known for its unusually deep center field. While the deepest part of the field measures 483, the ball was hit about 450 to 460 feet. According to Pop History Digs, Mays made the catch at the warning track approximately 35 feet beyond. He said it made the warning track typically 35 feet beyond the typical 450 foot mark. That
doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. So if they're saying the ball was hit 450 to 460 feet, but Mays made the catch 35 feet beyond the typical 450 foot mark, that would make it closer to 4. This is according to AI.
AI is stupid.
Well, that's odd.
AI is not always right.
All right, well,
we've learned this.
CBS Sports, then, if that makes you feel any better, they're saying 450 feet or so.
Okay, but I'm just saying, where was he? Like, how far did he run to get that? That's what
That I don't know.
I mean. He may have been just playing the guy deep, and
But
so it's
but the idea that like at Coors Field, one of the deepest parks, 415 to dead center, and if this was hit 450, think about it's just
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. But I don't know how far he ran. I'll see if I can
Yeah.
track that down. I hate when AI, by the way, it contradicts itself in its own paragraph.